When she finally said he mattered more than I ever did, I didn't explode. No shouting, no tears, not even a tremor. I just stood there, watching the woman who once whispered her deepest dreams into my chest now defend another man as if her soul depended on it. Apologize to him, she demanded. Or we're done. Something inside me shifted. Not in anger but in surrender. A strange, unnerving calm spread through me. The kind that comes when you've been burned too long to still feel the flame. 3 years married, 6 years of shared mornings, long drives, quiet nights. We had built something together, fragile but ours. Her laughter used to sound like home. I trusted it. I trusted her until he appeared. The closest friend. The man whose hand lingered too long on her back, whose eyes stayed on her lips when she spoke. At first I brushed off the unease. I refused to become that jealous husband who turns love into suspicion. But respect has boundaries and he crossed them, one after another. It wasn't one grand betrayal. It was a slow bleed. 1,000 tiny cuts. The laptop that slammed shut when I entered the room. The message I glimpsed once. You're my safe place forever. The new phone lock, the matching bracelets, the hotel bill she waved off as a clerical mistake. I said nothing. I bottled it up until the bitterness felt medicinal, something I could live with as long as I named it. The end came during an argument that began like all the others, small, forgettable, until I finally confronted him. He didn't deny it. He smirked, that smug, knowing smirk, and said nothing. His silence told me everything. She stood beside him, eyes steady, no hesitation. That was the moment I knew. I walked out. Left the house, the keys, everything I'd poured myself into. For 4 days I gave her nothing. No replies, no explanations, just silence. And silence, I learned, is louder than rage. She called. She cried outside my door. I let her voice fade into the night. Then I started digging. A friend at her bank told me she'd opened a private account 6 months ago. Quietly siphoning money. Dollar by dollar, she was preparing her escape. Never expecting I'd leave first. I stayed quiet while she spun stories to our friends, painting me as paranoid, controlling, unstable. Their misplaced sympathy became my camouflage. In that stillness I found purpose. Jason, that was his name. A realtor, all charm and poison. I had known him years before she did. He had tried to undercut me in a property deal. Forged documents that nearly cost me everything. I exposed him discreetly then, and the board revoked his license. He never knew it was me. Now he sat in my kitchen, sharing my wife's laughter. This wasn't just betrayal. It was history repeating itself with interest. Step 1 was leverage. Her secret bank account was child's play. Password: Melody04. I took screenshots of every transaction, every message, every lie, and labeled the folder Loyalty Star. Step 2 was him. A lawyer friend had tipped me that 2 of Jason's recent deals were edging toward fraud. I slipped anonymous tips to the board, then posed as a client to get him to send falsified listings. Every recorded word, every message. Another nail in his coffin. By the 4th day she was unraveling. She showed up at my door, eyes red, voice trembling. I let her in. I listened. I even held her hand. When she finished, I smiled and handed her the folder. She opened it, saw the transfers, messages, evidence. Color drained from her face. I won't ruin you, I said. Walk away quietly. No alimony, no drama. Just leave. She nodded, broke in, and walked out. Then came Jason. He called, spitting curses and threats. I agreed to meet him at a diner under the dull hum of neon lights. I slid a flash drive across the table. 12 victims, I said. Forgery, fraud. Every file proves it. His arrogance faltered. When this hits, I added, leaning closer, you'll be lucky to sell cheap trinkets on the street. He tried to talk tough. I wasn't finished. And by the way, I said quietly, he was never yours. You were just the flame she used to burn herself down. I stood up and walked out. Never looked back. 6 months later, she's living with her sister. Jason's license is gone again. They don't speak. People ask me how I stay so calm, why I'm not angry. But vengeance doesn't come from anger. Comes from clarity. Mine arrived the moment she said he was worth more. And in a way she was right. To her he was more.